everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Kirsty and Brownies Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Brownie.
Oh my god.
And Kirsty has had a dream this week.
I had a dream. Oh my god.
Exciting times. You no longer have to just listen to my nonsense.
No. I'm finally free.
Free to dream.
Free to dream. Well, I've actually had more than one dream. I've had a lot of dreams lately, but they've just been weird. They've just been really odd. So I've just not recorded any of them.
Like you've pulled a little cork out.
Yeah.
All the dreams have come tumbling.
I've pulled a little cork out, but whatever's coming out of there is just bloody weird, strange. I know I had a weird one last night, but I can't really remember what happened, I'm going to be honest. But,
I remember having a dream last night that I found really funny, but I have no memory of it. But I remember waking up in the middle of the night, thinking about recording it and being like, imagine just recording that, and then falling back to sleep, and now I have no memory of what it was.
Oh no.
But at the time, hilarious. Although, I think it might have actually been. So either that happened or I had a dream that happened, because so you linked me to that subreddit yesterday about dream foods.
Yeah.
And there was one of those that I found so funny. So it might be that I just had a dream about having a dream that I found funny because I found that dream funny. Maybe. I don't know how many layers deep this thing goes. But it was, hang on, let me see if I can find, where did you link it to me?
It was in Cubcraft chat.
So it's Somni Gastronomy. Gastronomy. And there's all these different ones that are like really elaborate, like the King's Hand one that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
And there's all these different like really fancy, like, oh, there's these pastries and they had this and this and this like quite elaborate food. And then there's one that just says palindrome themed restaurant Mim. Woke up drenched in sweat from a dream about Mim, a palindrome themed restaurant. And for some reason last night I found that so funny. Just the thought of Mim and all of the food on the menu were palindrome.
What would they serve though?
It said, of course, the menu had everyone's favourite palindromic dishes. The only ones I recall were called Limil and Sus.
Oh my god. Yeah, I love how like elaborate some of these posts are, and like people will make them real, like in real life, and post pictures and stuff. But then you have other posts which you've got milk ramen, and it's just instant ramen cooked in milk. Then you've got
hot dog focaccia.
Yeah,
I was like, no.
And wasabi, which is just whiskey with wasabi grated into it.
I wonder if, like, you know, we've obviously talked about like dreams influencing D&D or streams or that sort of thing. I wonder if you get chefs that wake up and they're like, oh my gosh, like, what's his name? The one who does the weird stuff, like Heston Blumenthal or whatever. If he woke up and he was just like, oh my gosh, I could make people eat out of shoes or whatever he does. Like, I wonder if they've ever been influenced by dream foods.
They must have been, right? Like, I feel like there has to be a chef out there that has had a dream about something. Because, like, stuff like the King's Hand wouldn't exist, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's some gourmet shit right there. Also,
Imagine
I've just scrolled down on this subreddit and someone said, I had a dream I was in a supermarket and the only thing they were selling was canned tuna preserved in Sprite. They call it Spruner.
There's one where someone has actually gone to the effort of mocking up a picture, and it's called Wasabi, and it's them grating wasabi into whiskey.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
It's just, yeah. I dreamt that spaghetti carbonara was called Spaghetti Spartacus and it had a cute little face. So I made some when I woke up.
Oh my gosh, someone has made a Thai latte, which I guess is a cross between a chai latte and like Thai noodles.
Oh my God.
Like Thai curry.
Oh, have they said what's in it? I dreamt last night I was in a mall in LA taking pictures of people dressed like the Matrix's Neo walking past big billboards of digital clocks. I guess I needed a pick-me-up and I stopped by a coffee shop. I panicked and ordered an item that was highlighted on the menu called Fear Thai Latte. The ingredients I remember seeing were curry, lavender, clove.
Wow.
Oh.
They say it wasn't bad, not great, just quite spicy.
And they've done another post where they improved the recipe.
Oh my gosh, they've really let this take hold.
Here we go. Freshly pulled espresso, semi-rich maple syrup infused with cloves and lavender and some unsweetened coconut milk with a basic curry blend. And apparently it's quite good. Oh my gosh.
I like how there are some that they have the tag unrealized. So I guess they've just not gone far enough to realize their literal dreams. But one, it just says potato meringue. And there's no comment. There's just no explanation as to what this could be.
Yep, potato meringue.
Someone's just put an emote of a potato and that's it.
I love that someone actually went to the effort of making a hot dog focaccia.
Yeah.
How did it smell? Like concentrated hot dogs and dog food.
Oh, delicious. Oh my gosh, there's the one that's hors d'oeuvres and it's a cocktail stick with a lump of cheese and an ice cube. And what are they dipping it into? Is
olive
that
oil? Yeah.
What? Oh, so the one underneath that for me is someone has cooked some sort of like rice dish, which looks like it's possibly, I'm going to say ham and pineapple because it's called the Hawaiian.
But that makes sense.
They've also done it with Dr. Pepper. But don't you get people who do actually like boil like meats in Coke?
Yeah.
So maybe that's not that out there.
Yeah,
to
it's
do
not
it in
too
Dr.
out
Pepper.
there. Like my mum used to make like gammon joints in Coke, which was pretty cool. But yeah, they've put the recipe in here. They said it's a plate of fried rice with barbecue chicken, beef, pineapple, and two freeze-dried shrimp served hot on the pan on a block of wood. I think that was in the dream. I substituted that with normal fried shrimp. Oh, and it's Dr. Pepper clear. It's not even regular Dr. Pepper. It's clear Dr. Pepper. Okay.
Oh.
It tasted better in the dream than it did in real life. This is such a good subreddit. I wish more people posted it.
There's one that sounds quite nice. It says, I had a dream where I lost my job because I mixed a can of tomatoes in my mashed potato. But that sounds...
I'd eat that.
I can imagine, like, tomatoey mashed potato would be pretty good. Not worth losing your job over.
I think they're onto something.
Yeah.
Polynesian cream cheese filled gummy worm.
Wait, what? How do you fill a gummy worm?
Hang on, it's quite a big post. Mum tried to make a cheese-filled gummy worm by perforating it with a cream cheese icing bag with disastrous results. The chef showed her how it was done with a pre-hollowed gummy worm about 8 inches long, mostly filled with plain cream cheese and a layer of leafy cheese in between. What is leafy cheese?
Leafy cheese.
The final result tasted pretty nice with a berry-flavoured gummy outer skin and a smooth cream cheese filling with a subtle hint of vegetable flavour.
Oh my gosh, I've just got to the tin of tuna and Sprite one.
Spruner.
With the accompanying photo. Babe, are you okay? You've barely touched your spruner. Oh my goodness.
Oh no. I made this cocktail in a dream last night. Today I made it a reality. 1 shot of Baileys, a half shot of vodka, half a shot of pineapple juice, shaken with ice, garnished with salt, pepper, and a whole hot dog. I've
never had dreams where I've invented food.
Oh my God. I feel like I have. Like, I had that dream where we had tacos before, but I guess they weren't invented. It was just tacos.
Yeah.
But I feel like I must have, had something where I dreamt about food.
Oh, there's one for Halloween. It's called zombie-free biscuits. It doesn't say what's actually on them, I don't think. Oh, wait, here's the original post. In my dream, I made these small rectangular biscuit things. They were sweet, somewhat crispy. They were like the perfect combination between what a biscuit is in the US and a biscuit in the UK. And then they topped it with sweet butter, something coconutty, and then strawberry preserves.
It sounds like a
cut them into
scone.
triangles. Well, there you go. There's like a nice little Halloween canapé.
But where did the zombies come into this?
Well, they don't. They're zombie-free.
Oh, here we go. I wanted to plate them and serve them at a party, but then the zombie apocalypse happened, so I gave them to survivors in the pan I baked them in. And I felt ashamed of the ugly presentation.
Oh.
They look like scones. They look like scones, but instead of like clotted cream, they have like a coconut cream on them. That sounds really nice.
Yeah, and they look sort of like a soldier version of scones. For people outside of the UK, soldiers is what we call toast when we cut it into strips.
Yeah. Eggy soldiers.
Don't know why.
Someone has made a cake on here that they dreamt about. It's covered in flowers and like rainbow icing, and it just says I.OU1. And they said the ellipsis is important, but I don't know why.
Oh my gosh, here's one for you. Have you seen the pickle millefeuille?
Yes, I have. That looks so good. I dreamt of a food called millefeuille pickle. It's a very finely sliced fried pickle. I was desperate to have it served alongside the king's hand.
Oh my goodness. Wait, is it the same person?
I don't think so.
Or is it just someone who's been very...
Hang on. The king's hand post
it is
is on
someone
here.
else.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's a different
are-
person. The king's hand is
obviously
legendary, though, in some gastronomy.
Yeah. Wasn't it like the thing that founded it sort of thing, like inspired it?
Yeah, they've got a pinned post on this subreddit that says that post inspired this. This is so good. I feel like we should like have a little session where we make some of this stuff, but we can veganize
We
it.
definitely should. Yeah, I'd just make that. I mean, I don't think I'd want the
hot dog focaccia.
well, I was going to say the pickle thing.
Oh, I would.
But,
I'd smash that. Delicious.
What is this? Last night, Alton Brown, I don't know who that is, came to me in a dream and instructed me on a new recipe he'd been working up. It was a tea-based salty soup titled In the Hole. This morning I made it and it made me feel physically ill. Lovely.
Apparently he hosted Iron Chef America.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. And
if
then
he's
I
been cancelled,
scrolled
sorry
down.
everyone, I have no idea.
Sorry, we don't know who he is.
We don't know who this man is.
Have you seen the piss cocktail?
No, what?
2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce vodka, and peanut butter. Stir to combine. Serve at room temperature. Why is it called the? I mean, it does say that there is context. I had a dream that I was a witness in a lawsuit. The prosecutor wanted to prove. Wait, what? Okay, I was in a lawsuit against Donald Trump. The prosecutor wanted to prove that Donald Trump liked the taste of piss, so we devised a cocktail designed to mimic the flavor so that he could drink it. Wow.
Gin, vodka, and peanut butter.
Apparently.
At room temperature.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it.
Oh, there's a really good one. We need to stop soon because this is going to be the whole podcast. But this was really good. I had a dream that I made a cottage pie with the Starry Night by Van Gogh mashed potatoes on top of it. So this is how I spent my Saturday night. And they have actually made it. Like they've
used beautiful.
It's so good. They've made a full-blown cottage pie with Starry Night as the mashed potato.
Oh my gosh, we could do that, but with maybe not Starry Night. We'd do a different one, a different famous painting.
I love that. That's so
That is
good.
so good. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. There's some puddings to be getting on with if anyone wants to try. There's some new treats.
I'm just reading more of them. It's so silly. I had a dream about making Pop-Tarts in the microwave, and it came to me that I should put it in for 2 minutes. I actually did, and it ruined my fucking Pop-Tarts and my plate.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the one that I dreamt that Subway caused massive outrage by making a new sub filled with, it says ZZZ Quill. I'm guessing that's like an American version of NyQuil.
Like NyQuil,
maybe?
yeah.
And it says that you could only buy late at night. This led to an epidemic of people falling asleep on their drives home. And it's a picture of a bright purple sub.
Jesus.
And it has the like they've made a proper poster for this that says, try out our new Quill Sleepy Time sub tonight. Only available after 10 p.m.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Well, my dream has some food in it, but it is food that exists.
Oh.
But there's a little segue for you.
Should we have a little listen to your dream?
A little cheeky listen we could do.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello. I had a dream that I was in a stadium, and me and a few other people were going to go and be in a wrestling show with a few pro wrestlers. They weren't any named wrestlers. I had no idea who they were. They were just people. But we were backstage, and I was terrified. I was just, having a terrible time. But actually, no, before we were backstage, I was in some sort of like horror maze, and I was trying to get through it, and I had to like throw things at these monsters that were attacking me because my gun was out of bullets. I was trying to shoot, and it was just not working. So I had to start finding things to throw at them. So I was trying to look for rocks. I was like digging in the dirt, and I found cake. I threw cake at a zombie of Margaret Thatcher, and then another guy, like a big zombie, appeared, and I had nothing to throw at the dude. So I looked on the wall, and there was a glass clock. So I threw that at his face, and then he was just like, "Ow!" I was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." I ran out of things to throw. And then, sort of around that point, I started to get like backstage at this stadium, and all of a sudden I had brownies. I had like a nice tray of warm brownies, and I was handing them out. I was just like, "Oh, who wants a brownie? Who wants a brownie before the show?" And then 2 of my old friends from school were there, and I gave one to one of them. And he was like, "Oh my God, that's so good!" And I was like, "Oh, that was a recipe that Elliot posted to Instagram," and that's my other school friend, and he was there too. And I was like, "Do you remember you posted that?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I think I was gifted the brownie mix for that." I'm like, okay. So I'm handing out brownies to a bunch of wrestlers, and then like it dawns on me that we're gonna be fighting like 2v2. It's like tag team. And I was like, I don't know how to wrestle. I don't know what I'm doing. And I started panicking, and I was freaking out. And then my guy, like my wrestler, came out, and he was really lovely. And I was just like, I'm terrified, dude. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be in it. And Boba was there. Boba was supposed to be taking part, but she managed to get out for some reason. I was like, I need to get out. I need to do whatever Boba did. And this guy, I'm like, I don't know wrestling. And he's like, I'll teach you some moves. So he's like trying to teach me wrestling moves. Meanwhile, I'm sobbing into his chest. Like he's like pulled me to his chest in order to do some sort of move on me, and I'm just like. So it gets to the point where all of my brownies are gone, and it's time to go into the arena. And I'm under the impression that it's like Wembley Arena or something huge, and they're like, they've started playing like the Yogscast introduction thing on the screen, and I'm like, oh god. And at that point I'm just like, crying even more, like, I don't want to do this. And we all start heading to the door, and I look out, and actually before I go out, there's a step, and I step down onto the step, and I don't realise there's more steps, but they're very steep. So I'm just sort of on a ledge, and I'm like, oh god, which way do we go? And then whoever I was next to just sort of looked down at the next step, and I was like, oh, okay. So we walk out, and it turns out that it's not like Wembley Stadium. It's like, in my dream, it was Stevenage football grounds. So it was just a shitty football ground in a town, and it was just like a big grass field because it was a football ground, and there were other like little groups doing like clubs there. So there was like a group of kids like doing a dance lesson. There were people teaching like karate, and we had a tiny little corner with some of those blue PE mats. And we went over there, and we were right in the corner, and like it had tree cover, and it was very enclosed, and I was like, thank God. So we all lined up on these mats, and I was right at the end, and I realized like, oh God, I need something out of my bag. So I like grabbed my bag, and I'm at the end rustling through my bag trying to find whatever it was. And then I was like, oh God, I need a sports bra if I'm going to be doing wrestling. And I took my shirt off, and I wasn't wearing a sports bra. I wasn't wearing a bra. And I was like, oh God, where did it go? So I got my bag again, and I was trying to find a sports bra. And eventually I just found a shirt. I think I was all right, I better put that on. And then before we started doing any kind of wrestling, everyone was lining up, and I was next to Daltos. And they started playing the American national anthem. And Daltos is like, he's saluting. He didn't have his hand on his heart. He was saluting. And everyone else was sort of looking around like, do we salute? Do we? And then the national anthem turned into like some sort of song that was... I can't remember what it was. I don't even know if it was a real song, but it was just like a jolly, almost like the kind of song you'd sing when you're out camping or hiking or something, like a walking song. And everyone started dancing like to this song, like they were like stepping forward and stepping back, and we were having a lovely time. And I think that was it. Like there was no wrestling in the end. We all just had a lovely dance. The end.
Oh my gosh, you're stealing my
Brownie dream.
Yeah,
honestly.
Baps out wrestling. Like.
Exactly. Now I just need to piss everywhere, and it'll be.
We've swapped dreams again.
We have.
Were there brownies? Were they ones that you baked, or were they? Because I looked up baker, and it says, we all have within us the ability to alter our approach or attitude to situations in our lives. Dreaming of a baker alerts us to this ability. Our creative ability may need to be enhanced or lightened in order for us to achieve success.
Oh.
But it also says, if a woman dreams of baking...
Oh, God.
A woman. She will recognize this as her need to nurture.
No, thank you.
Because men cannot nurture
things.
Men
cannot nurture things. It's not possible.
Suck it, seahorses.
If a man dreams of making brownies, it's because he wants to eat brownies. If a woman, it's because she wants to have babies and nurture them.
If a man dreams of baking, it's because he's really manly and
really manly, and it's
with
got
ingredients.
A big penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticking his baguette in an oven and dear. But yeah, I guess it's more to do. Well, ignore the woman, as I often say. Just ignore the woman.
Just ignore the woman.
Ignore the woman part. The bit about altering and approaching different situations. Because then I looked upstairs. As in, I looked upstairs in the bed. I didn't look upstairs. I just left halfway through that, went upstairs. And it says, stairs are often an indication of the steps we must take in order to achieve a goal.
Oh.
So they sort of go hand in hand, I guess. It says going downstairs in order to have access to the hidden unconscious side of ourselves, we need to go down into the unconscious. So the wrestling ring was your brain.
It was my brain. In the end, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, which kind of just ends up being the case most of the time, to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe
it's just taking that next big step, and someone helped me do it by saying, there's another step right there.
just go there, forehead.
I didn't see that.
So I guess it would be like if there was something you're worried about, like I guess one of those sorts of things where you like put off something because you're like, oh no, I don't want to face it, and then when you do face it, you're like, okay, that's not that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Seems like it's one of those.
Yeah, honestly, what day did I have this dream?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, well, I'm only guessing that because the dream itself is titled Brownies Friday.
It says Friday at 10:25, but is that 10:25 the time? What was the date? Was it the 29th, I guess? Yeah, it was the 29th. So that would have been 2 days before Pathfinder, I guess. And I was very much looking forward to Pathfinder, but I was also very nervous because it was a big session.
Oh, I remember you saying how it had ended on the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I was a little bit nervous. And oh my God, like, I know Rythian listens to this. He's going to be sitting there like, hey, fuck you, fuck you, Rythian. But no, like, I was nervous for the session. And as soon as we started the session, he was like, right, we're going to go to Kirsty. And I was just like, no! Because it ended with my character like disappearing. And so it was like, right, we need to start with you. I was like, can we not just talk to the party for a little bit while I gather my thoughts? But no. But it ended up being, oh man, it was so good. It was so good. And I was absolutely reeling. After the session, me and Zoe, both of us, just kind of tapped out and ended up going to bed instantly because we were both just like, It was so good. But I was nervous, and I had spent all week thinking about it. So I don't know if like the dream was just me being nervous about something about that. I mean, it's more like an excited nervous than a nervous because it's like, oh God, what's going to happen? Like, and because we like role play and stuff, and role playing is like it's easy with a good group, but it's still scary. And yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
I wonder if it was to do with that, if it's like the brownies are, because obviously you were giving them out to people, so I guess if that's just a sense of like community that you get from having not a D&D, but like a roleplay group sort of thing. And if it was like, that was you sharing the experience, and then like treacherous journey through the story was down the stairs, but you've got like a big friendly guy, which is Rythian, who's guiding you through.
Rythian was my wrestler.
Rythian's he's just there to say, just step on that step.
Sobbing into this wrestler's chest, like no exaggeration in that recording. He picked me up and I was leaning into his pecs like, I don't want to do it.
Oh bless.
Oh dear. But
I mean, I take it there's no like, are there any NPCs or other characters that are big Bob guys that could have been the wrestler, or do you reckon it is?
No, not really. No,
just Rythian.
Just Rythian. But I did want to do Pathfinder. I wonder if there was something else I was nervous about. But honestly, like the whole of the week in between, the session before that and then Sunday session was just me thinking about Pathfinder. Usually it's like I'll take Monday off because it's my no thoughts, only Pathfinder day.
Yeah.
Because it's post-session and I'm just like, oh my God, all of this happened. But this week was no thoughts Pathfinder week because it was so big and so good. And I feel like I'm going to be like that for the next couple of weeks, honestly.
Aww.
But it was just, it was so good. So good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess part of the wrestling part was maybe just remnants of you going to see wrestling at Wembley because you did.
Yeah.
And I have dreamt before about Yogs doing a wrestling thing for some reason.
I remember in the last stream, Boof was there.
Yeah, Boof was there last time. I don't know if Boba might have been there as well, but Boof was definitely there.
Yeah.
In the last one. But yeah, Boba was there this time, but she'd managed to get out of it, and I was just like, oh, no, I'm jealous. I want to get out of this.
You don't want to do wrestling?
It's too scary. I don't know what I'm doing. It was mainly the thought of doing it in front of a crowd. I was just like, no.
Jeez, yeah. We were watching wrestling last night because there was like a new event thing that happened, and we were just catching up on it. And both Trot and Alex had been spoiled for it, so we were sort of like, okay, let's watch this before any of us like either get any more spoilies or I get spoiled in the same thing that they have. And oh my gosh, it was so good. But like whilst we were watching, Trot was just like, so 2024, like we're all gonna start wrestling, yeah? I was like, yeah, sure. Like,
yeah, right.
We need to get these injuries in before, whilst we're still sort of okay.
Well,
but I just I look at the stuff they do and I'm like even like if I was in the ring and I stubbed my toe, I'd be like, that's it, just call it, just pin me.
Yeah,
I can't do this. If I accidentally bit my tongue, no, can't carry on, sorry. And they're just some of them tend to do more dangerous stuff than the others. Like John Moxley is a ridiculous workhorse. Darby Allin is just he's like a literal rag doll. Like people just throw him around and he just gets up.
Yeah.
And I'm just I don't understand how they do it.
Yeah.
Like wrestlers are just built different. They're built weird. Yeah.
That must be what it's like to be athletic.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like how these days you seem to get well, I guess it's always been the case, but I guess in mainstream is that you get just such a different variety of body types in wrestling now.
Yeah.
Because back in the days of the big WWF, when it was all just these hairless, big muscly guys. And it's just, whereas now you get such diversity. Not so much in women's yet, but I guess just because it's relatively new comparatively sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But it is coming in. You do get, there's Willow Nightingale is a very lovely wrestler. She's she is an AEW, but I'm trying to think if she doesn't. I don't see her as much as I'd like to. And then there's one called Abaddon. She's really good. Nyla Rose. But yeah, a lot of them are just very much just, I guess, because it came from that more glamour side.
Yeah.
I think you still get that. Whereas the men's, you get all sorts. It's just nice to see
the variety.
Yeah, because there's only really one guy in AEW who is a big muscly guy, and he terrifies me and I don't like seeing him.
Oh,
he's called Brian Cage. Just Google him. Look at his image. He's one of those it's too much.
Oh God. Yeah, he's massive.
Too much. He calls himself Swolverine or something. Maybe he's a lovely guy, but I just, no. No. He makes me uncomfortable. I feel like he's going to pop.
He does look like he's about to pop.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Yeah, it's definitely. I remember like back when everyone was really into wrestling, like when I was at school, and it was just like big muscly men, and then you had like Rey Mysterio, and it's like he is small and he jumps around a lot. But that was kind of it in terms of variety. And then you had like the really big guys. But yeah, there is so much more variety now, which is cool.
Reminds me, I watched this Netflix show recently called Wrestlers. It's like a little documentary about like sort of one of the bigger indie wrestling promotions. And they had a picture of Rey Mysterio, but it was just a guy with his face blurred out. Because obviously, like, he wasn't wearing his mask. So I was like, that could literally be anyone. They've just got a picture of anyone. They've just blurred it. And they're like, yep,
Shutterstock watermark on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Rey Mysterio.
No one's going to prove otherwise.
Well, thinking about it, right, my wrestler in my dream, he kind of reminded me of Jungle Boy. But his hair wasn't as like curly,
luscious.
frizzy.
Oh,
it was more luscious. I would say, like more luscious. Because Jungle Boy's hair is quite sort of curly, isn't it?
yeah.
Whereas my mystery wrestler's hair was more, I don't know, blonder and more wavy. I would say. But I mean, he kind of wore the same outfit. I mean, I remember he had like green bottoms on, green pants. Yeah, literally, he had green pants. He had a bare chest, green pants, and blonde hair. So I think, thinking about wrestlers, he probably looks the most like Jungle Boy. So I'm dreaming like Brownie even more.
Oh my gosh, we really have swapped.
What's happening?
I mean, I have absolutely no memory of what my dream was about. So whether this is going to be like a Kirsty dream.
Oh my God, it might be.
It
might be.
Do not know.
But yeah, we should probably move on to your dream because we're running out of time. But yeah, the final part of mine where we all just stood around the blue pea mats and listened to the national anthem. And Daltos was so proud.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that bit.
And then everyone just started dancing. But it was just very nice. And the song had like lyrics and people were like just singing along to it. But I woke up and the lyrics just fell out of my head and I was like, oh, shit, I could have remembered it and we'd have a new like walking song to sing.
So was it the sort of like Kumbaya, like the sort of
kind of. It was a bit more upbeat.
Okay.
Because Kumbaya was a bit slow, isn't it? But it's kind of like the kind of songs you'd sing like on a school bus or when you're out walking or something, you know, when you're a kid.
Did you ever sing the song on school trips about the guy bloomin' like jumping off a thing and killing himself?
Because how did it go?
It was like he jumped from 40,000 feet without a parachute.
No.
And then it carries on saying like they scraped him off the runway like a lump of strawberry jam, and then they put him on a mantelpiece in a jar. And like the vicar comes around to see his mum and stuff. And it's such an upbeat song that we used to sing on every school trip. And then when I was thinking back to it the other day and I was like, why did we sing that?
Oh my
That's
God.
horrendous. And it was all
we
like,
never sang that.
the middle bit was just like, well, he ain't gonna jump no more.
Okay, I know that bit.
Like, why are children's songs like that? Why?
The only thing I really remember was my head teacher at the time in junior school. She was northern, like she was very northern. I don't know where from the north she was from, but she had a very strong northern accent and she was really into her football. So in assemblies, she would get us to sing Football Crazy. We'd all be sitting there, football crazy, he's football mad. Why are we singing this?
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? Funnily enough, last night I looked up the origins of something that for some reason, like, everyone in the UK knows when you go, Oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi. Like, and it's just one of those things that we all just seem to have written into us. But I looked it up and it turns out it's actually a Cornish thing because Oggy was like a nickname for kind Cornish pasties. And I think it was something to do with like when the wives were bringing the pasties over to like the mines and stuff, they'd shout like, "Oggy, oggy, oggy." And then as the miners came out, they'd be like, "Oi, oi, oi."
Oh, that's
and then
cool.
they would eat their pasties.
Aw. Pasties
And then
for
it
everyone.
became like
Pasties is
Aussie.
in the pastry, everybody. Americans in
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
Not the nipple
not those.
tassels. But then it became Aussie because there was some like Chelsea striker called like Peter Osgood or Oswald or something like that. So he was Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. And then it became a cricket thing with it being like Aussie as in Australia. So it's just, it's one of those things that I always knew, but I was like, why do we actually say this? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember where. I feel like I've heard that before as well, but I just forgot. But I don't know where I heard it. But yeah.
I never really thought about it until I saw a TikTok recently that was this, I want to say she was maybe like Spanish or something, but it was this TikTok lady, and she was like testing if my boyfriend is really from the UK, and she just walks into the room and goes, "Oi, oi, oi," and he goes, "Oi, oi, oi," and she goes, "What is that?" And he's like, "I don't know, we just all know it." And I was like, yeah, we do.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well,
that's so good. We
would
should
you
listen to your dream. You don't have long
Yeah,
left.
this is going to be a surprise even unto I.
Your dream that might be my dream. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go. I had a dream that I was doing this like sci-fi LARP thing. One of the ones where you like actually live in the place and it's like 24 or 48 hours. And I was in this room and I was waiting for my roommate. And eventually there was like this knock on the door and they turned up with this little like black cockapoo with a little like security vest on. And they were like, "You're going to be security and this is your partner." And I was like, oh my gosh, I get to just spend like 24 hours with a doggo. Amazing. But then I like went back to what I think was meant to be like the actual dorms outside of the like LARP area, and it was being robbed, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna just run away. And there were like 2 other people there, and then the guy who was doing the robbing, I think he like maybe pulled a gun out, and I was like, oh geez, will he want us to just leave, or is he gonna keep us here, sort of thing. But we all ended up having to like leave, and we were stood outside how you are when you get like a fire alarm goes off and you're all like stood outside huddled together, and Potato was there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were doing this. But I don't really remember anything else from the dream. But yeah, I never got to spend the time with the doggo, and I felt very sad about missing out on doggo time. But yeah, the end. Bye bye. There you go.
There you go. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Little doggy in a vest.
It was a little dog. Oh, I'd love to have a LARP dog.
Cute.
Pretending to be a dog.
Man, I would love to LARP.
Well, I know why I had this dream, actually. It came back to me as soon as I had it. It's because Mark...
I was going to say, is it something to do with Mark Humes?
Yeah, he has... he was telling us about... It's called Prepare for Odysseus. And it's a LARP that's happening next year. And it's like a Finnish style LARP where you do just like live there. So you go to like this I think it's an old school that they've like made to look like a spaceship. So it's got all the like science labs and stuff, and you get assigned like a proper job and you just do it for 48 hours or whatever. So sometimes it'll be like, apparently I think they did one before, and he was saying like you might be like a pilot and suddenly like sirens will just start blaring at like 5 a.m, and you just have to run out and you just have to do this job and you're sleep deprived, but you have to do stuff like that. Like it's really, apparently it is quite like, they really put you through your paces. So yeah, I think it was just that, like I'd been thinking how cool that would be, because I'm not really into sci-fi. I don't know why. It's just never really...
No, I get that. I'm not a big sci-fi person. Like, I'm all about fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like with D&D, with video games. Like, if it's sci-fi, it's really got to be impressive for me to want to play it. Like, it took me so long to play Mass Effect. And when I did, I bloody loved it. It's so good. But I just, before that, I was like, space, not interested. But throw some dragons and some wizards in there, I'm like, hell yeah.
I think it almost feels like with fantasy, even though it's quite grim sometimes, it doesn't feel... Well, I guess maybe the stuff that I read, it doesn't feel like grim depressing, whereas sci-fi can often feel like, oh, this is where the world is heading if we don't solve climate change and blah, blah. It just feels a bit too
it's a bit
real.
surreal.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, obviously you get very depressing fantasy stuff, but maybe it's just that I don't go towards that sort of like...
This is the thing. It's kind of like not fantastical enough for me, which is like the issue. It's like I'm playing in a Star Wars TTRPG at the minute with one of my D&D groups, and I'm playing a Jedi, but I mean, she's not a proper Jedi. She's like a Force sensitive person. And that's great. I love that because it's like being a wizard.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I could be corrupted by the Force, blah, blah, blah. But if I was just person with a gun, I'd be like, this is so boring.
Yeah. I guess in a way, like Star Wars sort of does like straddle the line in a bit, because obviously it is sci-fi, but it is also like,
kind of fantasy at the same time.
Yeah, it's got that sort of element of sometimes you go to planets and they are sort of shit. If that makes sense. It's not all like you've got your places like Coruscant or whatever that are really like high tech, you know, flying cars and pew 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 and stuff. But then you do just have these places that are just, you know, it's just a wood with these little like shaman guys just sort of chilling out. So I guess it does have
forest moon,
a bit more variety. But I don't like. I just really don't like the sort of Blade Runner sort of that sort of sci-fi where I'm just it's like everything's just bleak.
Yeah, it's as well as why I haven't tried Starfield yet as well, because it's like, especially because it's a Bethesda thing, and I love Elder Scrolls. And again, I love fantasy. I don't like Fallout very much because it's just bleak and post-apocalyptic, which is the same as sci-fi in my book. It just, you know, doesn't interest me. So Starfield, it's like, I would play it and I'd be like, I want to play Skyrim. I want to play Oblivion. I want there to be a dragon. Which, you know, it's nothing against people that are enjoying Starfield though, because damn, people have been hyped for it for so long. But yeah, that's just not my thing. I know that I would lose interest so quickly because it's like, I'm in space.
But like, that being said, this LARP thing does actually sound really cool. I think if I was like living
despite
in
the fact we're talking about how much we don't really enjoy sci-fi, this LARP thing sounds great.
Yeah, like I would, like it sounds fun having the control panel and just being like, beep, 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 boop, beep, 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 skitty, pew, 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 pew. Like, I'm a pilot. That does sound really fun.
It does, yeah. It does.
But yeah, I just wouldn't want to read it.
Yeah, living is fun. But yeah, Mark's talked about his LARP so much, and it just sounds so fun.
I'd love to do LARP.
I would too.
I think it must be very like you just have to go for it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it before?
No, never.
Me neither.
I've almost done it, but I think I was like busy at the time, and I was going to go with Duncan, I think.
Yeah.
And Duncan ended up going, and I think he still does it. But yeah, I never did it.
No, it just sounds so good.
It does. Just want to be a fantasy. It's like you see people going to like Ren fairs and stuff in the US, and oh my God, it looks so good.
Yeah.
It just looks so fun. I just want to dress as like a wizard and It'd go be a
Lightning
gremlin. Lightning bolt.
Maybe we should do a LARP where we rent it's just the two of us. Just rent a little cabin in the woods and dress up as witches and make soup.
Perfect. That sounds great to me.
Yay!
Man, the soup I made the other day, so good.
Oh, is this the
good.
Mabon soup?
Yeah, that was the soup from... So we were going to go for our witch day, but it got cancelled. But they sent us some recipes and I made the soup. And it was very tasty. I changed it a little bit. I added some pumpkin.
Oh, was that the tinned pumpkin that you got the other day?
No, I went to Asda and they had like little tiny pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
So I added that along with the butternut squash and it was very tasty.
Nice. Oh, does sound good.
Oh.
But yeah, I didn't get to do the LARP in the dream because someone decided to rob the place.
Someone decided to be a criminal.
It's a bit of a bugger. But I like that even in the dream, in the midst of, there being an armed robbery going on, I was still just very excited to see Potato.
Aww.
That's how lovely Potato is. I was still
Potato
just like,
is lovely.
I didn't know you were here. Hello. How's it going? Ignore them with the gun. Just carry on.
Potato is lovely. For anyone who doesn't know, Potato is Potato McWhiskey, the YouTube guy.
Yeah, does the games.
Not just a potato.
The big serious games.
Big serious gamer.
not a potato of potato meringue. Famous dream recipe.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice little callback. I like that.
Oh, but yeah, it was a short and sweet dream.
It was short and sweet. I don't know what it means, but I love it.
I think it just means I want to do LARP.
And play with the doggy
and see Potato again.
Yeah. Hopefully
Jingle Jam.
Jingle Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will bring a dog as well, and I can dress up as space police, and then the dream will come true. Well, hopefully not the robbery bit.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah. I do remember having the feeling of like, because I sort of walked in and I realized that the person was doing crime, and I had this thing of like, should I just back out and leave them to it? Have they seen me? And then they noticed me and I was like, should I just leave? Would they do anything if I just left? It was like, carry on criming, it's fine.
just keep it up, it's fine.
Yeah, I saw nothing. Probably what I would do IRL, to be honest, just slowly walk backwards. Hope that they're like,
carry on.
Do not perceive me.
I've seen nothing.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Dreams.
That's our motto.
It is.
Well,
I
guess on that note of a hint of crime,
a little bit of crime.
There.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good to me. Some good dreaming.
Yeah. Has anyone ever had dreams about food or...
Yeah, let us know. We want to cook it.
Yeah. And if you're ever on that subreddit as well, the Somni Gastronomy one, see if there's any... If you cook any of the recipes, let us know as well.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because I was literally thinking earlier today, I was like, if we were going to make a king's hand, how do you get the hand mold? I was trying to figure it out. So,
hand mold cooking.
You just get like a hand cake mold tin. I was just saying random words then.
Hand cake mold tin.
There is a
hand
card door.
There's a couple of little hand molds on Amazon.
Oh.
But most of them are for jewellery. But
oh.
There is a gelatin mold that looks like a hand, though.
Okay.
I mean, at the very, it doesn't necessarily have to be a king's hand. It can be a king's
Yes.
foot.
Okay.
Hang on, let me see what novelty cake molds.
Can make.
Right, what have we got?
The king's
a paw
boobs.
print, the king's happy birthday cake,
Ah.
the king's Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I mean,
There's a skull. It could just be the king.
to be fair, like Tyrannosaurus Rex does mean tyrant king of the lizards, so he is
Exactly.
a king. That's
Perfect.
fine.
Okay, there's a lot of cool molds on here, to be fair. The king's PlayStation controller.
Oh, he does love that.
He does. He loves gaming.
I guess as long as the core ingredients are there, it's
Exactly. It needs the cookie on the outside and the Caesar salad on the inside.
Should we ask if this could be a Jingle Jam slot? Can we do a cooking show, please? Don't ask what we're doing.
Don't ask. Just
It's all for a good cause. Don't question it.
yeah, it's fine. I think it should be. We should campaign for that.
Yeah. We can make something like Christmas themed. Like
True.
Santa's hand. Or like a little have it in the shape of like a little, like it's like a gingerbread house, but instead of gingerbread it's the cookie with Smarties and then it's filled with Caesar salad. That'd be quite cute.
The king's gingerbread house.
Yeah. The king's holiday home. Where he has his salad.
That's perfect. I love it. Yeah, we should definitely campaign for this.
Just wash it all down with a piss cocktail. Lovely.
Delicious.
Well, Kirsty,
thank you.
Thank you very
so
much for a lovely chat.
Thank you for a lovely chat. I hope you all enjoyed listening to our lovely chat.
Yeah. And until next time, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.